Welcome back to LBG Reviews. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Before we dive into things, first off, gotta ask, how are you guys enjoying the advent calendar stuff? With that out of the way, let's talk about Splatoon 3. Now, for those who know me in real life, I am not the biggest fan of shooter games, largely because my visual impairment makes there be some issues with fast-paced competitive gaming. However, within the past week, I've learned that Splatoon 3 recently got a new update that added a new item that is causing some accessibility concerns. Normally on my channel, just as a rule of thumb, I tend to focus more on single-player content, just because that's the content that I would most enjoy. However, with Splatoon 3, considering the issues regarding the splatter color screen, I figured I would talk about those issues now. Admittedly, in the gameplay footage that I recorded for this video, I never encountered this special item in any of my gameplay. However, looking at footage, looking at photos online, I can see why it would be an accessibility concern. If you look here, it is very hard to tell sometimes, at least for people with visual impairment issues, color blindness issues, or even with just other issues. I've heard from some people that they experience migraines when they look at it, or a whole host of other issues. I can see why those issues would be a problem, and I really do hope that Nintendo fixes this, because let's be real, Nintendo is one of the most family-friendly companies, at least outwardly, and so typically they wouldn't let something like this slide, you know? At least in my own viewing of third-party content that shows off the splatter color screen, I can personally attest to, if I were to experience that in game, I would probably have issues with being able to see what's going on past that screen. Now, for the rest of you that were hoping for the typical LBG rundown of the rest of Splatoon 3, Splatoon 3 came out back in 2022 and is a really fun ink-based shooter where, depending on if you're playing in the ranked mode, otherwise known as Anarchy, or if you are playing in the more casual mode called Turf War, the gameplay will differ between modes. In Turf War, the main objective is to cover as much of the map in ink than your enemy team. Then in ranked mode, the challenge will vary on a rotation, whether that be splatter zones where you've got to cover up a certain area with ink, or tower defense where basically some people have to stand on a tower and try to get to march forward, and a wide variety of other game modes. When I bought Splatoon 3, it was purely for the story and with the knowledge that there would be a single player DLC coming out in 2024. So that's why, apart from this accessibility issue, that's why I didn't really want to talk about it on my channel, because although I enjoy Splatoon 3's single player, I enjoy playing the game on a rare occasion, it's not the type of game that I would necessarily prefer to talk on my channel about, you know? But that's really all I've got to say about Splatoon 3. Tune in next week when we talk about Born of Bread, a fun Paper Mario-esque game about a bread golem going around saving the world to defend the honor of his Papa Baker.